me quickly do the... Hello everyone, welcome to Mastermind. So today, this is called Stop Working and Start Winning. This is based on an amazing woman called Gloria Mayfield Banks, who did a talk 2016 GoPro event. And it's short, but she gives 10 points of how to start winning in network marketing without feeling like you're like doing all the hard work. And I think it's really important that we make this fun. You know, it's a very important thing that it never feels like sluggish hard work, and it shouldn't. It should feel really free. So I wanted to begin quickly by sharing this video that is so wonderful. If you guys have a notebook, that would be amazing. If not, that's fine. We can just listen. But can you see my screen before I press play?
We can see it, yeah.
Perfect, okay. So let me just play this and then we can kind of break it down a little bit.
10 things, I'm counting them down, ready? 10 things, encouragement, because it increases your imagination and it makes everything possible. And I so remember when one of our large earners flew in and taught a class when I was new into my business. And I remember her telling me how much money she had made that month. And I said to myself, and my mind could not go there. So I said to myself, if I could just make a half of a half of a half, you know what I mean? It is that I'm telling you guys, it breaks it down. So encouragement, and here's what I want to tell you. The more encouragement you give out, the more encouragement you will give in, you will receive. Okay, number 2, use your gifts unapologetically. In order for you to grow in your entitlement and grow into your inherently deserving, use your gifts unapologetically. So stop it. Stop hiding yourself. Number 3, shape your thinking. Shape your thinking. Because people are around you that shape your thinking. And how many of you, don't put your hands up, how many, don't put your hands up, how many of you know someone that's around you that doesn't need to be around you? I don't mean in this room, but they're in your life. You need to cut them out of your life. And let me just say this to you, it is hard. It's hard to do it, but the most difficult part of it is the decision. Because as soon as you do it, it's so much joy. The regret comes because it took you so long to get it. And understand that words shape your thinking. So listen to me. Every word is either a flower or a brick. A flower lifts you and brings you light. A brick hurts you and it's heavy. Don't carry the bricks. Number 4, pay attention, because your mind plays tricks on you. 1 minute, doesn't it? 1 minute tells you, oh, you're going to be awesome. And then it tells you, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then by the 3rd week of the month, you start hitting that inner key to look at your production. It's telling you, no, you're not. It's playing a trick on you. It's your mind, you guys. Pay attention, because you can't change what you're not willing to acknowledge. I want you to know this. Listen, pay attention so you can pay yourself. Number 5, skills. You've got to have skills. And here's all I want to tell you is that in order for you to feel entitled, you got to bring your best. And you bring some skills and you buy the rest. You know, I talk to people all the time and they say, well, Gloria, I can't afford to invest. And I keep telling you that if you don't afford to invest in other people bringing you the skills that you don't have, you're never going to have the skills you need. Number 6, what makes you tick? Write this down. Stop working and start winning. Forget about the work. Do the win the contest, win everything, win the scoreboard, win in this industry. Stop teaching people how to work and start teaching them how to win. It isn't the feeling of the win that will make it go. Number 7, don't expect other people to understand. Don't expect anybody to understand. Why? Because frustration is misplaced expectation. You walk around really believing that everybody's going to be on your side. Forget it. Just do you. Number 8, the 3 F's. Faith, friends, faces. Faith in who's bringing your energy. Friends in this industry works. Faces, know what you're doing. Track your activity. Number 9, your history. Just write this down. Rewrite your story. You rewrite your story because your past does not determine your future, and their decision, yes or no, does not dictate your destiny. Their decision never will dictate your destiny. And number 10 is all your knowing that you need to feel entitled is hidden in your personal growth. And that's why you come to GoPro. You come to GoPro because you want that personal growth to take you to a whole nother level. I mean, last night, next year, shut up. Eric and Marina, they really know how to bring it on. I'm so excited, but your personal growth is going to give you the entitlement. So sit up in your seats. Sit up in your seats. Look at your friend and say, I'm entitled. No, look at your friend, say, I'm entitled. No, I don't hear you. Say, I'm entitled. Okay, so now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to sit on the edge of your chair. Sit on the edge of your chair, on the very edge. Go to the very edge. No, the edge, the edge, the edge. Go to the very edge of the chair. Okay, now say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, now clap your hands really loud. Clap your hands really loud. No, really loud, really loud. Okay, okay, listen. So when they say, well, how was that glory? You say, girl, she kept me on the edge of my seat, screaming hallelujah and clapping really loud all day. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.
Yay. Okay. I hope you guys got some bits from that. But number one, I'd like to know her energy, right? How infectious is that energy? Can we bring that energy into our everyday conversations with people, into our business, onto these calls? Because that is the energy that's going to magnetize things to you. So when I'm watching her, I'm just like, this girl's amazing, right? So very, very glad that Alison introduced me to this woman. But did everyone get some good notes or stuff from what she said? I mean, what we can do, I can repost it in the group so everyone can watch it again. But when we like look through YouTube, we can find amazing snippets like that, you know, little bits of GoPro, people who are inspiring, because part of what we do is to find mentors. We want to find mentors that we find inspiring and who resonate with us. So we're like, oh, I can see a bit of that. I can see a bit of that in me. I can use that. It's that what keeps us in the game. We're like, wow. And learning the backstory of these people who are winning as well. Yes, Brie, I love that too. Frustration is misplaced expectation. It's the expectation that leads to the frustration. That's something I for sure learned. But the 10 things, right? So I'd love it if Jared, you could help me kind of go through this, and people, I'd love you to chime in if there's something that you learned. But encouragement, from my point, the only reason that I am here today, still through all the ups and downs, is because of the encouragement of my team and my uplines. Encouragement, because I don't get encouragement from my parents, quite the contrary, actually. I don't get encouragement from my friends because they're like, why aren't you hanging out with me? I'm like, the only thing that keeps me going is the encouragement of the people who want to see me win, right? So how important is it to then pay that forward and give love and encouragement to the people on your team? It's everything. It's everything to me. Like I wouldn't be here if Alison and Jared don't call me and go, hey, you're amazing. I love you. Keep going. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll keep going. You know what I mean? The more you give, the more you get. Is there anything you want to add to that, Jared?
Yes, for sure. I think that's really that idea of pouring into your builders, pouring into people, is something that is separate from work. You know, what we grow up doing in school and then going into the job market, I've always considered that work, and you're trading hours for dollars. There's this exchange where you put in a certain amount of energy and time and effort, and then you'll be compensated an equal, fair amount for that. Where in this business, it's very, very different. And that's why that winning mentality is really cool. It's like, it was just exemplified by her. And it was hard to kind of define and articulate as we were growing in this business, like what is winning. I remember Ian Farrar always writing winning, #winning, and he would message us like, let's win, you know. And it wasn't really clear until we started seeing ourselves duplicate, until we started seeing results from the energy and the time that we're putting in. So I think one thing that she touched on was skill building. And what does that mean? Like, what are these skills that are going to be an asset for you in this industry? And one of them is just like what Alice was saying, was that gratitude, that sort of limitless amount of love and appreciation you have for the people in your team, for your collaborators. And, you know, that I never got that from the job market. That was something I had to reprogram from myself, because, you know, you kind of beg for scraps in the real world. Whereas here, it's like you just have to exist and be consistent and show up. And then your mentors, your upline, your sponsors will definitely pour into you. It's a guarantee. You just have to be as consistent as they are. And we're seeing that over and over again. So that's one major point. Yeah.
Thank you, Jared. And it's true. I love that thing of what you give is what you get back. When I pour into this, I get so much love and support back. But if I pull back, that pulls back too. So you literally give what you get. It's something that you kind of learn over time, but that consistency that you'll hear on every single call ever that you're ever going to be on with us is so important. And we learn that too. So just be consistent. And thank you, Jared. It's so true. The skills come when you are consistent and you show up and you come with that, you bring that energy. And the second point, use your gifts unapologetically. I love that we are in Kind Human Tribe, because we are all so different, and yet we get to use our gifts, who we are, our passions, our loves, our beliefs to build our business. And that is nurtured and loved. And I love it that we are all literally completely different humans, but there's so much love and respect here anyway. It doesn't matter because we all have the same heart. And I've always been encouraged by my uplines, Alice, this is your superpower, more of that. And it shapes us each into being the leader that we're supposed to be. We cannot replicate. We can replicate, you know, posture, skills, systems, but we cannot duplicate ourselves as a person. So I love that she touched on that. Figure out more of what your unique talents and gifts are. Who are you? What is it that you represent? And stop hiding that. Don't be ashamed of who you are, because it takes time. It can take time. And I loved, you know, my example is Alison and Jared's evolution rather. Watching them when we started and watching them now, I'm like, anything is possible. And I believe that because I watched them literally transform into these incredible, unshakable leaders because they do what they do best. Jared is Jared, Alison is Alison, and they are exactly who they are. They don't stray from that. And I'm sure at the beginning, they felt not enough and not good enough. And how is this going to work? And now they're like, nah, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. You know, so we can all do that. So please, you know, write it down. What are my gifts? What am I in love with? You know, who am I as a person? What can I give? What value can I give to people? And bring that, because people want to see you. They want to see you, and the vehicle is the superfoods, but at the end of the day, it is you. And I don't know if you want to speak to that at all, Jared, or anyone, but.
Absolutely. Thank you for your kind words, Alice. And you are a passionate goddess. And I think what happens is we really ultimately, we want people to be healthier. We want them to eat more fruits and vegetables. We want their gut health to be better. But ultimately, we want them to be able to focus on their passions and not worry about money. Let that be secondary to what their dreams, what their goals are. So if you, and it's so amazing to see everyone's creativity out there, like everyone's so different, so diverse. And that's the Kind Human Tribe, is we're attracting all these different types of people. And, you know, from Jack making his spooky movies, love you, Jack. And, you know, like people just living out loud, being different. We want to celebrate and acknowledge that. So you don't have to copy anybody. You just have to share your story genuinely with authenticity and do it, like, just be the most vibrant version of yourself. Because the people who have come and gone in this business, at least in our experience, they were trying to do exactly what we were doing. They were going against maybe their intuition and their true self to try to copy something else. And had we just tried to copy Melissa Hanson or just copy Roxanne Ruby, we wouldn't have gone anywhere. We would have plateaued, I'm sure, at some point, because it wasn't genuine. It wasn't going to resonate with anybody. So yeah, do not be scared to be yourself. Who cares what your parents think? You know, my parents think I'm in a cult, but I make more money than they ever will. So you know,
Yes.
I got that FU money now. So
I love that. Thank you, Jared. And it's just so important. And the quicker you can lean into being who you are, the quicker you will be successful. And that's just how it is. So stop fighting yourself, stop fighting who you are, and get some of that FU money. My dad told me when I was in Italy the other week that I was in a cult. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, I know what I'm doing. He's never said that to me before. And I was like, you know what? Being in this cult's going to help change the world. So I'm very happy being in it. But he still orders Purium. He loves Purium. So I'm like, all right, well, as long as you're healthy. So number 3 is shape your thinking. Shape your thinking. So who is the people who are around you? This is a lot about who you're surrounding yourself with, who is inspiring you. It's going to have to come to the point sometimes where if there are people dragging you down, just get away from them. Use those boundaries. Me and Brie just did a live on addiction, and a lot of that for us is the addiction of people pleasing, being around people at our detriment sometimes. So to be a leader, we're going to have to rise above that. And that takes the inner work, which is another one of her points, being really, really acknowledging where your limitations are. Where are you self-sabotaging? Where is it not quite adding up? And it's a learning experience, but we've got to be okay with cutting people out. And the decision is the hard part. She says, when the decision's the hard part, doing it, you're going to feel amazing and it will take you to that next level. But the people you hang around with really do shape who you are and your decisions. So the more you can get on these calls, if you're not around the best, people, or people who support you or are going for high dreams like you, be on the calls, surround yourself with excellence, find mentors online who are excellent, because excellence breeds excellence here. And, I don't know if anyone wants to add anything. Jared, what you think about that? I know you've had to set a lot of boundaries with people and cut a lot of people out of your life for this.
Absolutely. And I think that idea of like the environment that you're in really influences how successful you are. And, if you can't create it, like you were saying, you can always, our community is your safety net where you can lean on us, you can chime in, make a Zoom call, make a meeting with us. And I really feel at the beginning, that was how we really got through those difficult, uncomfortable times where we felt maybe we needed more support. We felt kind of surrounded. We got a lot of negativity. And, it's enough just to surround yourself with love and, watch GoPro, watch Tony Robbins, read The 40-Year Career, listen on YouTube. It's free to listen to a summarized version of that. And I remember just every time we had a long road trip, Allison and I, we would just put on audio from a successful network marketer. It didn't matter who it was like Coach Stormy or someone else. And we're just like feeling that energy, feeling that inspiration. And then it just transformed our mindset instantly where we're like, okay, if they could do it, we could do it.
Yes, exactly. Just immerse yourself. And Brie, you've got your hand up, babe. Please do share.
Hi. Yeah, I liked how you guys were talking about how some people think of this as a cult, because I think I was one of those people when I first joined. I was like, I don't want to change who I am, but I felt like I was changing who I was to have like that self-acceptance with community and everything. But I realized I don't have to, like, a lot of we all feel the same, and we all go through different things in life that we feel like we do kind of want that acceptance, but it's really about self-acceptance. And then Jared, how you said your parents were not supporting you, and Alice, how you said your dad also kind of put that out there. My sister and I she's the closest human being that I have in my life. Like literally, she knows everything. We can talk about spiritual stuff. We can talk about boys. We can talk about beauty, health. Like we both care very much about our health. And now that I've jumped back into this full force since like June, we've slowly been having that division and separation because I get inspired when I'm on these calls. And after I get off, like, she's my person. I'll go talk to her about, oh my God, dude, like, I know somebody that would benefit from gut health. Like, do you want to recommend it to them? Or, oh, like, maybe we can do this and we can get even bigger. And I'll just like brainstorm and throw ideas out there. And she just would like shut down and she wouldn't have much to say. And so recently I made up with a raw vegan influencer that I met. She's from Canada and we lived in Mexico together for a while. And I went to Austin to see her because I felt like it was important to like show compassion and get rid of that like hateful void that was there. And my sister had a lot of negative things to say. She didn't see it as growth. But granted, she's 5 years younger than me, but you know, she also has a lot of self-awareness that we have too. But it does kind of suck, like, seeing that, you know, it's not necessarily isolating to want to be better for yourself, but in some ways, like yeah, we do have to cut out anyone that has that negative mindset that's not willing to push you forward. So I've been dying to talk about that. So thank you for the space for that. And I'm really glad to have this community and each and every one of y'all, honestly, because it like sometimes the path can get lonely, but it doesn't have to be, you know? So I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna mute myself.
You're so strong, and I love that you're back full force. And you know, your sister may come around. You know, my brothers are coming around now, and they're like, I see the good, and maybe she just needs more exposure to some people. But you're right, guys. It can get lonely. It can get lonely when you're on this path of excellence, and you're really talking about this. People just don't get it, and that's another one of the points she makes is like, don't expect other people to understand, even though it can be painful and hurtful. And a lot of us, I'm sure, have family who reject this or think like crazy or in a cult or MLM or whatever it is. We have each other. We know what this is. Like, we're such good people. At our hearts, we're such good people, and we're here to make a difference. So it's part of the hero journey, right? That idea that sometimes it's lonely. The entrepreneurial journey can be lonely. But we do have each other. And thank you so much for sharing. It's really important that we get that space to be able to talk about these things. Because for sure she'll come around. She's young. She'll get it. I want to meet her, by the way. It's so good. Thank you, darling. I love the next one. You know, pay attention because the mind tells tricks. Okay, I'm so bad for this. I'll be riding high, like I'm gonna do anything. Suddenly that doubt comes in, like, who do you think you are? You can't do this. Oh my God, why do you think you're special? I had a chat with Allison and Jared the other day. I was like crying, like, sometimes I don't think I can do it. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I know, just forget. We all forget. We forget what we're capable of here. So our mind tells tricks. You can't change what you can't acknowledge. So you have to acknowledge that we are all capable of doing this, each one of us here. And when we're having that downtime, I'm sure if Eric would have had plenty of these times where he doubted himself, all of us, exactly, that I call it imposter syndrome. Like, who do you think you are? It's because we've had years and years of us putting ourselves down, doing the bare minimum, being in comfort, being in lack mentality. That just doesn't poof go away. But what happens is the more inner work we do, the quicker we can override that and bounce back. The bounce back is imperative here. And the quicker we can go, who's that? And just come back in full force, the better. But I know that Jared can speak to this too, the idea of the mind telling tricks, because I'm sure everyone here has been through this.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for your share, Brianna. Very vulnerable and real. And yeah, the imposter syndrome, that idea of caring what other people think, it's something that you just have to push through. And in terms of personal development, I credit that with so much growth in terms of my relationships with other people. You know, just like I was so shy before to go up to people and talk to them. But, you know, they probably were assuming that I'm also shy, and, you know, it was just created this kind of disconnect with people. Now I'm so open and so willing just to like go up to new random people, start a conversation. And I credit that with just being pushed out of my comfort zone, like over and over again. Every day, it's like a test of, you know, what could you do today that's uncomfortable? And then whatever it was, it's no longer uncomfortable. It doesn't give you anxiety. That idea, like Allison used to, like, we'd be outside and she'd be like, go talk to that neighbor. Like, he's a guy, like, I know he needs health issues. And, you know, a couple of years ago, I would have been like sweating and like, you know, pouting and I wouldn't want to do it. But now I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I have a little like guy on my shoulder saying, oh, he's going to think you're weird. He's going to judge you. You know, and that little guy, he's like useless. Like, he doesn't represent winning at all. So, you know, just go with your instinct. And if it says it's scary, chances are that's a rewarding thing to do.
Such a good reminder. I love the evolution of Jared. And you even made a reel with the devil and the angel on your shoulder. So when you're saying that, I'm like, I remember that reel. But it's true. The more you can push yourself into uncomfortable situations. And I mean, Chorus brings to mind right now because she's pushing herself. She's taking her green juice into supermarkets so she can talk to people. It's like, what makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and lean into that. And we can all, you know, help each other with that. But it's important. That is growth, being a little bit uncomfortable. And that leads us to like skills. That's the personal development. And then there's skills. So we all come into this with, probably most of us know skills in network marketing. Maybe we're good at people, emotional intelligence, speaking with people, maybe social media, but some of us, you know, we have to start from the beginning. And that's why these pools are so great. GoPro is so great. Leslie Zann's training is amazing. And the systems are so good. That's why we're very lucky that we have Allison, Jared, Eric, who have systemized everything so that everyone has a level playing field here. The skills are there for everyone to learn. So if people are like, I don't know how to do this, there's a video about it, there's this about it. So that takes the initiative. The skills come with that. I want to learn this. How do I refine this? And then when you learn a skill, it's different learning it and practicing it. Like, oh, I know that I'm supposed to be speaking to someone with this verbiage and inviting them to this, but it's a little bit, do it 50 times that day till you're like, got that skill down. There are so many skills to be learned, and the little skills that you can't learn, you know, invest in your personal development. I pay for a lot of Tony Robbins trainings now because what money I earn in this, I invest a certain percentage back into my personal development when that's net. And I know that everyone who makes, you know, a certain amount can do that. And at the beginning, just watch more videos, come on to more calls, practice those skills. But skills are fundamental. I think most of it is mindset and personal development, but we're in a business, we have to learn the skills and make them fun. Because I love that we get to learn a whole new business that's going to free us from what we didn't want to do before. All it takes is us to learn new skills, and we're also capable and intelligent. And we've got all of this help. So lean into that more. Take some time out of the day to be like, I want to improve my prospecting skills. Have a little read up about it. Do a bit of practice, because it becomes fun and like just a really integral part of your day to learn those. Yeah, and she talks about feeling entitled. They help you feel entitled. I've learned these skills. I'm entitled to get to the top of this. Because I've invested time into my skills, I definitely feel much more entitled in this business. The more you train, the more entitled you feel. If you don't, you're going to feel always at the bottom, like, I already know what I'm doing. Like, oh my goodness, I should be doing this. But if you invest time into your skills and to yourself, you're going to feel entitled to get to crown 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, because you've put in the work. You know that you deserve that at your core. That's a different feeling. That feels different. It hits different when you literally feel like, I pour so much into this, I'm entitled to get there. So it hits different. So we all deserve to get to that space. Jared, do you want to speak to skills?
Yeah, 100%. I think that so many of us have all these applicable skills, but we just don't know how to kind of tune them into network marketing. You know, you could be great at sharing, you could be great at videos, you could be great at music or cooking, but how does that translate into winning? I think what you have to do is just demonstrate to the world all the things that you love, and be unashamed about it. go out there and practice your music, show your cooking skills, your dancing, whatever your creativity, whatever lights a fire for you. That's like what people want to see and what they'll resonate with most. Like I'm guilty of probably doing too much like product focused content because I'm in love with the product, like all of you are. But it's really about demonstrating what you really love, what you really are passionate about, what lights your fire, and then the skills, these come over time. Like there's things that I didn't consider a skill before, but now in terms of network marketing, 100%, these are things that are like inviting people. Okay, like how does inviting, how could you make that fun? How do you turn that from working to winning? I think inviting, think of it as like you're hosting a party. Let's say you're throwing an event. Isn't it fun to like give someone an invitation? Isn't it thrilling to share that, as well as the gift card itself? Like if you think of it as a real gift, it's like, how have you ever made something and you wrap it up and you make a little card and you're like, oh wow, this, like I can't wait to give this to the person that's receiving the gift. If you have that mindset, go with sharing a gift card, and it's so fun and exciting to share that gift, that there's a skill, but it's just mindset. So yeah, a lot of it is I think the skills are coming from just practice and changing, like transmuting your mindset.
Masters of transmutation, that's what we are. Thank you, Jared, it's so true. And Becca, please share, babe.
Hey, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm in the car. Gosh, I love winning. I just think of Eric all the time when I say, uh-oh. Hopefully I come back.
We could hear you okay, Becca. Yeah, you haven't broke up.
Okay, so I just think of Eric all the time when I hear winning, because like we're both Reds and like we just love winning. I love winning so much. I just don't know if my video's working.
You're okay. Yeah,
okay.
We got you loud and clear.
Everybody's video's frozen. Okay. But what I wanted to say is like, we are like with this food, with this like the new lifestyle that we have embraced, like we are actually increasing our magnetism. Like our lights are shining brighter every day we feed ourselves this food. And if you focus, like I find, if I focus on how this is making me stronger, more confident, more beautiful, just like, what is this doing for me? It helps me feel like it's really exciting to share the gift with other people. If I focus on the gift that I'm giving myself, what is this gift I'm giving myself, and really honor that and really appreciate and have just the deep gratitude for myself, because I'm doing this to myself. The food helps, but like I'm committed. I'm taking it, I'm eating it every day. I'm changing my lifestyle, like my light is increasing. So for me, focusing on how bright my light is and having faith that my bright light is attracting people who also are desperately wanting their light to not be dimmed anymore. It just is so exciting to share with people. And it does feel like winning. And like, you know what, like ghost the haters, like screw the people who are going to pull you down. You're not going to change people's minds. You are going to embrace those who are ready, like I'm not going to force someone to play on a field with me if they're going to be, huffing and puffing and begrudgingly running. I don't want those people on the field. They can sit on the sideline until they're inspired enough to get on the field. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pull someone on the field because I'm winning. We're winning. And if you want to be part of the winning team, then start running. Anyway, I'm just so happy that this topic, like when the topic came up, stop working, start winning. I just feel like that's the motto of my life. And I'm just so glad I found a company.
There she went.
And it was gold.
Oh, it's golden.
Golden. She's so right. We are what we attract. We attract what we are. And it's time to stop working and start winning. And all these points are here to help you embody that. It's about being who you are. And that's why The next point is so interesting. What makes you tick? Stop working and start winning. Forget about work and do the win. So what's the win? The win is, you know, when there's a challenge set, I've done it. It's already done. So be it. Like when they do the 40 in 4 at the beginning of the month, I'm like, I'm doing that today. I'm not doing it in 4 days. I want to finish it today. Like set up the goals. If you're going for a rank, win, get it, prove it to yourself that you can do it, because it's going to be so much more fun. Don't set things and then, you know, you want to do it. If you're leading a team, do more, do better than the team, show the team what's possible. Do a Kimberly Sanders, like exceed. It's so fun. And it isn't supposed to be work. We're reaching out, we're building connections, we're building relationships. We're inviting people, like Jared said, to parties. We're inviting them to, was anyone on the Products and Passion call last night? Oh my goodness, it was extraordinary. It was absolutely incredible. I'm like, what a gift that we get to see these and we get to invite people onto these calls. When people see that kind of information, they're going to be like, yes, I get it. You know, just have that belief. So win, your mindset is I'm winning. I'm already there. I'm already at that place. This isn't work. This is just winning. And I love that, because we are, every day that we take our superfoods, that we show up to a call, that we reach out to new people, that we're working on ourselves, we are winning. Remember that. Remember everything that you're doing to create the person that you're becoming. And we're doing all of those things every single day. Jared, would you like to touch on winning over working?
I love winning. I think an example of a win would be the other day. So Mallory East was like, a friend of mine heard about your story about how you got rid of your allergies. She wants to meet you. Okay, so it was really simple, very easy connect. We talked for 30 minutes and she got a ULT. She's on Smart Order. And, you know, that is a win right there. And we, you know, a few years ago, I wouldn't even understand how to go from A to B to C like that. It would just be like, I had a good experience with something and now what do I do? So we made a YouTube video, you know, as simple as that. I made a YouTube video, Allison and I. We did this like in the first few months of starting with Purium, where I was just saying, I feel amazing. I lost my asthma, my allergies. I was a different person then, but it was still like it resonated. And YouTube is a search engine where people will search natural remedies for allergies. They'll search, what is Purium? Is Purium good? Is Purium bad? So if you're smart about it and you can make a little video, put it on YouTube, someone's going to find that. So it's just like little things like that, where before you wouldn't have thought like, okay, what am I putting energy into this YouTube video? It's just going to go out there and what's the purpose of it? Just understand that things like this happen. And that's not the first time it's happened with this video. It's got 3,000 or 4,000 views already organically. We know we never promoted it or anything. So people are looking, okay? So I would be also unashamed about sharing the opportunity on YouTube about Purium. Be like, yes, I'm in Purium. Yes, it's an MLM. And here's my genuine, authentic experience with it. The haters will come out for sure. They're going to say, well, you're in it. How could you have this opinion about it? So just get ahead of them, you know, just be like, I already knew you were going to say that, and I have an answer for you already. And that's what took time at the beginning for us, was just having that confidence. But until you have it, you have us to back you up. You know, you have a support team. So yeah, do not be scared of anything.
Oh, fearless, fearless. And it doesn't start easy always, but I love the system that we have. Like Jared said, the win. Someone said, wow, Jared's amazing. I want to meet him. Allow yourself to connect people to uplines, to other people, and it just unfolds. Someone wants to learn how this helped his allergies. Yeah, I want to do that. Great. Smart Order, amazing. Just accept that that's how it's going to be. Expect it to be easy. Expect that it's going to work out, best case scenario. And have that trust that your upline is going to guide you through that. Have absolute trust that that's going to happen. And, you know, it takes us to our next thing. We can skip over. Don't expect other people to understand. We've touched on that. Not everyone's going to. It doesn't matter. Get ahead of the game like Jared. Do a video on why you love this, that it's an MLM. this has been my experience. I don't understand why people don't like MLM. It's amazing. Get ahead, make that. Maybe other MLMs are, you know, the amount of people coming into my organization from Monat, from Kangen, because they're like, there's no community, our products are trash. I'm like, they're starting to understand. All they care about is the cars and the money, but a lot of entrepreneurs have the spirit and they're like, I want to help people. So they're coming on over. We're a different animal. This isn't even like, this is a whole different thing. But the next thing is, you know, faith, friends, faces. Faith, have total faith that everything's going to work out if you just show up, if you do the stuff. Faith in the company, faith in your uplines, faith in Kind Human Tribe, faith in David Amy. You know, this is what we talk about when we're with them. They're like, thank you so much for believing in this with us. And they cry and they're like, because this is our baby, this is everything. When you hear that, it's like, this is going to work out. This is going to change the world, and your faith builds. So build that faith. Friends, look at us all here. We have so many friends here, and I came into this with none. I was isolated, and I feel like I've got a forever family. So build on the friendships within the team. Allow yourself to trust people again. I was, you know, very untrusting of women, and now I've got beautiful women on my team who are like my friends, and in real life, because I opened up and I had faith that the right people were going to start coming in. Have faith in that. And faces, you know what you're doing, track your activity. That's what she talks about. Know what you're doing. Where are you going? Track, oh my goodness, there is little alfalfa. Sorry, I'm distracted. Track your activity. So where are you going? Have little breaks. What I do, I'll do 2 hours of work, an hour of work, and I'll have a 10-minute break. So what did I do in those 2 hours? Was it really what I wanted to do? Could I have done better? Did I get distracted? Just track yourself, not in like a really terrifying, rigid way, but be like, how can I improve on that hour and make it more productive next time? Just start tracking it. Get ahead of your business instead of letting it running all over the place. Be like, grab it, leash it. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to track it. This is where I'm going. That's what we get to do. So that's that one. And then I want to go on to 9, which I know Jared will have a lot to say about. Know your history, right? Rewrite your story. Rewrite your story. Your past does not determine your future, and their decision does not dictate your destiny. Be that a customer who says no, a brand partner who quits, a family member who doesn't believe in you. Their decision does not dictate your destiny. Your past does not determine who you are. Our past is actually our greatest superpower here. I weaponize it in the most wonderful way. Me and Bree's life, we went deep in our addiction problems. They're real. You know, we came from a very dark place. But that now gives us a springboard to help more people find the solution. And I know that Jared, you came into this a completely different person, and you use that to help more people. So I'd love you to touch on that. A lot of people know about Jared before, but fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You're fabulous. I think when you speak honestly about your history, and in my case, I was like really skeptical about the products and also the business. I thought it was like some Arbonne thing. You know, we would have to stockpile products in our closet. We'd have to pay fees, and we'd have to have like Tupperware parties and things. I was just like, I do not want this life. This is not for me. But what it took was a willingness to experiment and try it genuinely. That's what changed my mind. And I'm so happy I did that. And I think it was part of the power of the products themselves, where it influences your mental health, your acuity, your willingness to do that exploration. So I went into it really skeptical, really doubtful, and I learned that it's not any of those things, that it's amazing and it has just perks associated with the opportunity. So I share that. I like telling people, new people, that I was doubtful and skeptical at the beginning, because chances are they have a little bit of doubt themselves. They might be interested, but not super gung-ho about what's in store for them. So just share that genuinely, that you too were also skeptical, that you had doubts, and that's going to resonate. That's how you agree with them. That's how you kind of find that common ground, and you're way more you'll resonate way more. You'll be more relatable if you share vulnerably like that as well. And if you don't have your own story, you could share mine. Yeah, yes, be real, 100%.
Thank you. Sometimes we forget that we were skeptical when we came in, that we'd heard bad things about MLM, that we were worried about what this was. Remember that, so that you can relate to the people who are like, not sure, sounds dubious. You can be like, dude, I thought exactly the same thing, honestly. But I love to always talk about the 60-day money back guarantee. It's like my favorite thing. I'm like, you know what? This company is so amazing that they are not legally required to do this, but they do this because they want everyone to have a genuine chance at a life transformation. Give it a go. I'm so glad that I did. Level with people, and then they see the evolution from that stage to where we are. It's so beautiful. And Jared's is like my favorite one of this, because I love knowing that he was just not the person he is now. I'm like, I can't imagine you not being fruit daddy, but he wasn't always fruit daddy, which is insane. And the last one, personal growth. This is a personal growth business. This isn't just like show up, do the steps, blah, 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 and go home. This is literally, you want to change your life, change who you are. Change yourself to such an extent that you don't remember who you were when you started. So you can reflect and you can resonate with people who were the old you. We've got to be constantly breaking ourselves down and rebuilding, breaking down and rebuilding to get to the levels that we're looking at of, you know, Eric, of Allison and Jared, Mary Michelle, the people who are literally like evolving in front of our very eyes. Personal development is key here. And if you want inspiration, GoPro. If you want inspiration, watch some of the talks with our top leaders. We have a library of old calls. And I'd love to, I don't know if Eric's busy, but I'd love for Eric perhaps to speak a little bit to personal growth, because I know he's absolutely the master of personal growth here.
Well, I thank you, Alice, for that. I have witnessed more personal growth on this team than I've ever gone through, even though I've gone through quite a bit. But seeing people like Allison and Jared, people like yourself even evolve, puts my personal growth to shame. But that being said, it is a vital part of our success. And it's a difficult part, frankly. It requires effort. It's something that, in my experience in the corporate world, was never really celebrated. It wasn't talked about much, definitely not talked about in schools or in any other formal institutions. And unless you've had the privilege of being personally mentored by a highly successful individual, or you've been exposed to personal growth in an environment like we have, most people will never experience the benefits or see the importance of it. They just won't. So I will say that it takes effort. It's difficult at times, because breaking through those self-limiting beliefs and ideas that hold us back, it's not easy, but there's massive success on the other side of that. So put forth that effort. Put forth that effort. The stability that I have achieved, as Allison talks about, is through a lot of work. I used to react to things a lot. Things didn't work out my way. I used to panic and react. Okay. It's a sign of our maturity. And I still got to remind myself sometimes, because I can be highly reactive, highly emotional. If you panic when things don't go well, that is a sign. It's a flag. It means you got to do more work. Like you see your back office and you see red. You just lost a brand partner that you thought was going to go to the top. And they just disappeared on you. Sorry, I got muted.
Oh, you got muted again, Eric. That's so weird. There you go.
Okay. But if you have disappointments and you panic when you have disappointments, I'll tell you, the level of your personal development will be exposed when you have disappointments. If you want to know where you're at, how much progress have I made? Just see how you react to disappointments. That's going to tell you everything. Not when things are going well, because that's easy, but you have a disappointment, a major disappointment or a minor one, even sometimes. How do you respond to that? How do you react? Is your first reaction like quit? It could be anger, disappointment, doubt, all those feelings, those emotions come up. That is a direct reflection of where you're at in your personal development journey. Just think about that. If you have some work to do, then go to work. Go to work. Roll up your sleeves, put your hard hat on, listen to those audios that Allison and Jared were talking about. Watch those videos. You need more of them. Immerse yourself if you have to. Some of us have to do it literally almost every minute of the day. The reason why is we're so bombarded by negative thoughts and emotions, and that's been so customary to us our whole lives that we're entrenched. We're deeply entrenched in negative thought patterns. They become automatic even. So they're ants really running around our head, automatic negative thoughts, ANTS. So unless we change those patterns, we're going to be slaves to them essentially for the rest of our lives. So put forth the effort. It's worth it. Okay. And as you do that, you're going to see others follow in your path. The reason why many of us are so inspired watching people like Allison and Jared, when you see people grow, it's inspiring. I feel like growing myself too. I'm like, man, I'm going to go back to work and do more work on it. People like Alice as well. So put forth the effort. It's well worth it. And success awaits on the other side of your breakthroughs.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Oh my goodness, always gold. I'm like, oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much for your wisdom. And it is so true. And, I'd like to, if anyone has anything that they want to say, anything that resonated, anything they want to share based on anything today, please know that there is space to do that. Otherwise, I'd love it if Jared, you'd give some closing words, because Eric, that was spectacular. I can't wait to just listen to audios all day now and work.
Yes, absolutely. And I think what happens is like you learn a lot from your mentors, obviously. We got so much experience from what Eric has taught us, but we could also, we also learned a lot from Alice and from her brand partners as well. Watching Alice in California, her work ethic, or her win ethic, we should call it, where she was just constantly leaving voice messages, always on her notebook. You should see her notebook. It's crazy. Like, it's just like saturated with names. And, to witness that was really inspiring as well. So you never know where that motivation will come from, but the more, the better. So just absorb as much as you can and look to your uplines for support. We're here for you. So yeah, just keep winning, everybody. We got this.
Yes.
Win crew.
Love you all so much. Keep winning. And what have we got tonight? There's nothing tonight. Oh my goodness. So more time for personal development, but keep just being amazing, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up yourself, and to everyone who spoke, Bree, Becca, who's not here, Alice, sorry, Jared and Eric. Thank you so much. Go get it. Let's win today, and we can share all of our wins later. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Alice and Jared, for the space.
Thank you, Eric.